everyone. We're here live at the headquarters of Chery Cebu here in Chery, Gorordo with the EVP of the Gateway Group, Michael Goho. Hi once again, Mike.
Hi once again. Afternoon.
Good afternoon, or whatever time you guys are watching this interview. We are here at the headquarters of Chery here in Gorordo Avenue. Mike, everybody's curious about this brand, Chery. Tell everybody, what is Chery?
Chery is a new brand that we're also launching. It began last November 2019. It was launched again in the Philippines. I know that Chery was around about over 10 years ago, but we know it didn't work out quite well. But now we're reintroducing Chery as a brand under the Gateway Group of companies, and we're quite excited about our new products, Tiggo SUV models. There are 4, Tiggo 2, 5X, 7 Pro. This is the new Halo car of Chery. It's fully equipped with so many features, and our Tiggo 8, which is the flagship SUV. So Chery is back. This is what we want to emphasize. Chery is back in Cebu, and it's really it has a lot of exciting features, advancements. It's really different now than it was way back. So we're confident with its direction.
What is the Chery brand? What does it when you talk about a Chery car? What are the characteristics that make it uniquely Chery and not any other kind of car?
Well, Chery has changed now because they've invested so much in technology. They've partnered up with different manufacturing companies, top 100 companies, to ensure that they integrate all the technological features that the clients look for. So I can attest that the Chery models now, the 4 models we're introducing, they're really equipped and they're really value for money. And in fact, price point, it's very much competitive.
How about the features of a Chery car? Compare it with let's say other brands, other kinds of cars, and also the price points. Because from what I understand, these are two of the things that people look for in a car, right?
Yes.
The features of the car, how will it work for them, and of course the price, especially the Cebuano market. Medyo we're kind of very sensitive to the pricing, right? Tell us about the features relative to its price and relative to its competitors.
Well, I can say it's very much advanced compared to the mainstream brands in terms of what the car offers. Because now, example, this 7 Pro, it's equipped with a 10.25 infotainment system, and it has a 7-inch instrument cluster. It's all digital, a panoramic sunroof, automatic tailgate. The rear portion can open by itself,
Okay.
and a lot of other, like wireless charging also, and all the USB ports, front and back.
You can never have enough of those USB ports, right?
Yeah, and even Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it's really equipped. Also the 360 view camera. So it's really ahead. Even it can definitely compete with the mainstream brands that we're so used to. I'm talking about specs and pricing.
Okay.
So in terms of specs, it's up there, and the price positioning is very advantageous. So
The heart of the vehicle, of course, is the engine. Tell us about the Chery engine.
this is, for example, this is equipped with this is 4-cylinder. This is
Okay.
1.5 liter, and it's 9-speed
Okay.
CVT engine. So it's also very fuel efficient already now. It's it has very smooth gear shifting, and it's quite stable. If you test the car, in fact, you did borrow one of our Chery models, and you
But the
drove
5,
it for a
the
week.
5,
That was the 5X.
I was blown away by. We'll talk about that.
But in terms of the engine, it's pretty much ahead of the main competitors.
You know, one of the first things that I saw upon reading about the Chery car is your 10-year engine warranty or something
Yes.
like that, right? Tell everybody why Chery is so confident that they're giving a 10-year engine warranty. Tell us all about that.
Well, I'll just introduce the 4 models first.
Okay.
Actually, it's here. I'm not sure if it's clear enough. But
Okay. We'll put
this
we'll
is
put
the Tiggo
photographs
2.
of the.
Tiggo 2, which is the budget crossover. So
Okay.
it's one of the few budget crossovers offered in the market today. In fact, if you check the car industry now, there's not much budget crossovers with that price point, around 600 plus thousand.
Wow, okay.
And the power output's pretty good, about 110 horsepower for that segment. And you did try our Tiggo 5X. You drove it for a week, and what can you say?
We will tell everybody about it in another video because it's going to be quite long.
Okay. Then there's the Tiggo 8, which is the flagship. It's about 1.2, 1.3. And this we just launched a month ago, the 7 Pro. And this is the most advanced out of all the Tiggo models that we have. So 4 models. And yeah, that's pretty
So the
comprehensive. Yeah.
I was asking you about the warranty.
Oh, the warranty,
Yeah,
going back
yeah.
to that.
The 10-year warranty.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's heard of a 10-year warranty, right? That's how much confidence you guys or Chery has
Yes,
on their
yes.
engines, right?
That's
What
to
is that all
build
about?
confidence to the market,
Okay.
that we would present a 10-year warranty, so we can truly attest that we're confident with the quality of our vehicles. Well, presently the segments that we've been launching, it's all mostly crossover, SUV. So that's our main focal positioning as of now.
Okay.
For these compact crossovers, because especially in the Philippines with floods and all that, people tend to look for crossovers and SUVs now. And regarding the warranty, yeah, there's 10 years engine warranty. That's 1 million kilometers. Then we also have the vehicle warranty, which is 5 years or 150,000. And we also offer free 3 years PMS. Yeah, that's quite favorable. Chery is the only company which offers 10-year engine warranty.
That's right. 10 years. Usually it's sort of common knowledge, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
A car will only give you like 5 years of good service, and after that,
At most, it's usually 5.
5
but
years.
This is the first time it's reached
10 years. That's twice 5 years. Man, you must be really confident about it. And ingon sila nga, if the price points aren't that high, siguro yung mas-sacrifice ng gamay. Maybe there are parts of the vehicle that will be sacrificed in terms of features, in terms of power, in terms of design and all that stuff. Why can you guys price the Chery so low? In fact, you mentioned that the Tiggo 2 is only at around roughly 600,000, and the 5X, the one that I test drove for quite some time, is only about 800.
Yes. It's about
Why is that?
600
How is
to
that possible?
1.3 M.
How is that
price
possible?
range.
And will there be a sacrifice in the features of the car?
Well, primarily we were able to score big with pricing due to the Philippine-China free trade agreement.
Okay.
So because of that, they were able to lower duties and taxes. So in terms of pricing, it was very much favorable for the manufacturers, the importers, the distributor in the Philippines, which is UAAGI, the same guys who brought in Photon Philippines. That was a big advantage, especially with the good relations with China.
Wow.
Because of that relationship, we're able to lower the taxes, so pricing is able to compete with the more established mainstream brands.
Very interesting indeed. So the reason why the price points of the Chery cars are very competitive is because of the China-Philippines trade agreement.
Yeah, free trade agreement.
So that nothing is being sacrificed here in terms of car features, in terms of quality. It's just that they were able to snag or take advantage of the Chinese-Philippines trade agreement.
Because most people think that, lower price.
Exactly.
They're expecting a really bare and really empty looking car with low engine, with with shady safety features. But no, you can check internet these days, YouTube, all the car reviews. We can really attest to the safety of the vehicles. In fact, those NCAP ratings, it's all there. This is no oversell. It's not overhyped. This is really the reality that these cars are value for money.
We all know that China has been making cars for a long time, right? In fact, I would venture to say that most of the things in the world are made in China, right?
Yeah.
Especially a lot of the cars that are in the road today here in Cebu and all over the world, they're mostly made in China. How has the Chinese car making industry improved? Mike, maybe you can speak to that, because there are still some people, although very few people na lang, but still they still have apprehensions about China brands.
I think tinood na daghan pag skeptics, daghan pag di mosalig og Chinese brands. Pero in reality, China is actually the biggest producer nationwide. I mean, not
Worldwide.
nationwide, worldwide,
Yeah.
of in terms of volume, production. They've beaten Europe, they've beaten the United States, they've beaten even Japan and other developed countries. So they've surpassed them in terms of figures. So the action is really actually in China. So actually everything goes through China now. It's of course the major. It's a big economic giant, right? China. So karon ang shift China naman. So masaligan na jud ang Chinese products karon. In fact, di ba, atong mga iPhones, etc., laptops, it's all actually made in China, but it's that perception that most of us Filipinos still have, that I don't trust this made in China, kuyaw na basin guba na dito ana dito. Pero lahi na karon, lahi na ang panahon, especially now. Over the past 10 years, pas kayo ang development.
I don't want to go deep into that rabbit hole, Mike, but I let me just say this, that I think the West has successfully painted themselves favorably to the world, especially to the Philippines, because of their biggest export, which is their media, right? I mean, we all love Hollywood movies. We all, majority of the things that we watch on television, if it's not Korean, it's from the United States, it's American, right? So they've successfully, in terms of perception, in terms of PR, I think they're very successful at that. And I think they have beaten every single country in terms of that. They don't necessarily have to be the greatest, but the perception is that they are at anything. So I think that's where China maybe is still lacking in terms of the PR, the media, right?
Yeah, but eventually
They'll catch on.
They'll catch on. China hilom-hilom na. Pero, they're a sleeping. They were considered a sleeping giant.
Yeah,
but then now, in fact,
breathing down the neck of number one, right?
Sige na gukod with all the, like you check in Shanghai and even in Guangzhou, all these Shenzhen, all those places close by Beijing. It's really developed now.
Maybe China is very good at building stuff. Maybe China is very good at making stuff. If you have let's say, they'll give you let's say a design, and you make this, and they can make that efficiently, right?
Yes.
And affordably. But there are certain things that perhaps China maybe needs. Maybe they want to collaborate with other car manufacturers, other ideas. I know that to come up with a Chery car, it's a collaborative effort, right? You mentioned that they have hired, if not partnered with, a few of these well-known brands. Tell us about the kind of collaboration that is put into building a Chery car. Go ahead.
As I mentioned, they've collaborated with different renowned car company. I mean, renowned manufacturing companies. So, like with Chery, they actually have Land Rover and Jaguar as subsidiaries. So the technology you get from those cars are also equipped into these Chery vehicles. So they've actually taken people from very established brands in Europe. Example, siguro ang ilang designer nibalhin sa Chery na ilahang they're different skilled manpower. They were able to shift those talents to Chery, and that's why we see vast improvements in the Chery vehicles.
How is the Chery brand globally now, Mike? Is there like a particular region of the world that Chery is dominant? Are they dominant in Asia, in Europe, in the United States, in the Americas? Where are they most dominant?
Well, they're dominating quite well actually in some parts of the Middle East,
Okay.
even Egypt, even Iran, even Russia. They've established plants in some areas.
In Russia?
Actually, even in Russia and other close by areas, especially Europe. So they've established these areas and there's a growing market. Although I'll admit that Chery isn't really up there yet completely, but it's really rising rapidly.
Well, it's better to go
And
with
that's
a
a good sign.
It's better to go with a brand that has something to prove, right? Because
Yes.
I think Chery has something to prove, that they've got the chops to be able to make great and affordable cars, right?
Definitely. So if you look over the past 10 years how much China cars have grown, especially Chery, you'll be very much shocked and impressed with how much development has taken place. So those old mindsets, those old ways of thinking, it has to shift now. You have to catch on with the times.
You know what? Speaking of shock, when I asked Mike how much this car behind us cost, I was shocked because he said this Chery, what is this?
This is the Tiggo 7
Tiggo
Pro.
7 Pro.
Yes.
Is only 1.1 million, right?
About 1.1 plus, but let's make it 1.2
1.2 million.
with the freight and all because we're in Cebu. So, but definitely, this is a game changer. It's really a winner for sure.
So this is quite big and quite wide, and it's got all the features that you mentioned in terms of the technology in the
Yes.
dashboard, in the sunroof, and
Panoramic sunroof. Then you can turn on the key, a remote key, push start button, wireless charging, as I mentioned. N95 cabin filter, which is important these days because of COVID. Because we're still struggling with a pandemic, so we want to make sure that there's a proper air filter in our vehicles.
So what is that? Can you expound on that, Mike? What do you mean by air filter and something?
This is installed with N95 filter.
Okay.
To make sure that
And
the air
isn't that the brand of
that's also different. The mask.
the mask?
Yeah. This is.
So what does that mean? What does that mean for me in terms of my and my family's safety?
The air is constantly filtered well. So
Okay.
to ensure that you're not getting,
So
air
this is
that's-
not just any air conditioning. This is
Yes.
the kind of air conditioning that is built for a pandemic.
Yes, definitely. Because of the pandemic, they added that
Okay.
filter to ensure we cope with the difficult times, especially with contamination and all that.
Is this filter? Does it have like a shelf life? Do you need to replace it?
As of now,
Okay.
no, not yet. Not anytime you have to replace it every few months.
So it's not like a mask that you have to
No,
replace
no.
very often, right?
No, it's
So
not.
it's really the design of the air conditioning.
Yes, it's part. There's an N95 filter.
Okay.
installed.
How about another basic question people ask? How about service and parts?
Service and parts, we will be fully investing in a service center.
Okay.
But presently, our location is in Talisay, because that's where the main service center is for now. But you can locate Chery in Gorordo Avenue for sales.
Okay.
But in terms of parts, service, it will be favorable because we make sure parts are also affordable. Maintenance is accessible.
So
We
pretty
ensure
much
that.
this is ground zero for Chery in Cebu, right here in Gorordo, right? You guys just started, right? just a
Yes,
few months
actually,
ago?
a year ago
Okay.
we began, but since it was a difficult year,
Yeah.
we were able to market a bit. But now, with the introduction of new models and things are starting to normalize, although not fully normalized yet, we're more excited about year 2021 as well.
So, if they want to purchase a Chery vehicle, please drop by Chery Gorordo. In fact, I think you'd like them to see your lean and mean team here.
Yes,
We your
we can actually
Gorordo
call them.
branch.
Yeah, there was a fly there.
Where are they? Where's the team? Edsel and
I'll
the rest
just
of the guys?
call the team.
Okay.
Where's Charla? Actually, our team is still quite small because
Yeah.
we're still
Lean and
starting
mean,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Lean and mean.
Cherry team. I'll call them.
Okay.
Guard. I'll ask the guard to call. How ka ang cherry team? I'll just introduce the cherry team.
Okay.
Quickly.
Here, pass here. Because there are wires there.
Yeah, this is Charla. Charla Yap. She's
Charla here.
She's our dedicated sales manager. So
Okay.
look for her in terms of finalizing deals. It all goes through her.
Okay.
If you have any questions. And this is the rest of our team. Very quickly, it's still a very small team. Oh, the lights went out. But it's okay.
Just plug that, bro.
Anyway, this is the team. This is Phoebe.
Okay.
This is Cheryl.
Okay.
And this is Ryan.
Okay.
So they're just here most of the time at Gorordo, but you can also
Compress the
locate
mic,
us.
please.
You can also locate us in Mandaue.
Okay.
There's a gateway showroom
Right.
there, and there's also our SM outlets.
Okay.
We have one in Lashon, an SM in the north, and Seaside also. So
Okay, thank you so
can
much, ladies
find
and
me.
gentlemen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
The
of
lights
course,
went out for a while.
Yeah, I know, because I think Ryan looks better in the dark. I'm just kidding, Ryan.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah.
So this mean machine here only
We can
one.
also we can like sample turning it on.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like you can remotely turn on the
Remote.
car?
Yeah,
Wow.
turn it on with a
Look at
remote.
that.
I'll call Ryan because you made fun of him, so we'll just call.
Where's Ryan?
Ryan, can you turn on the car? You can turn on the car with this
Remotely?
remote key alone,
Okay.
without having to go in. So try to give it a shot.
Whoa!
So the car turns on by itself.
Can you also
As you
turn it
can
off?
see.
Of course, you can, right?
No.
Yeah.
You have to go in now.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, just like in the James Bond movies, that's how it works, right?
So the rear view mirror or the side view mirror expands.
Yeah,
And
it will open up. of
automatically
course.
closes when you turn it off.
Automatic for the side mirror. And there's also ambient light inside, so you can adjust the system.
At only 1.1 million or
Yeah,
hovering 1.2 million.
it's really a no-brainer, to be honest. Like even the grill, the design, it's won a lot of design awards. So it's a winner. It's a game changer. We just have to deviate from that Chinese product suck mindset. You know, it's really different. These days have really changed.
All right.
Okay.
Wow, this is mind-blowing, ladies and gentlemen, here at Chery Gorordo, the home of the new Chery cars. There's the Chery Pro
Tiggo 7.
Tiggo 7. There's a Tiggo 5, the Tiggo 2.
5X.
And the 5.
The Tiggo 8. Yeah.
So how many variants do you have? That's 5, right?
Just 4.
4.
4 models.
Four
But
models.
of course, there's manual, there's automatic. So different variations.
Okay, but all of them
that's
are
minor already.
fuel powered, right?
Yeah,
gas
all
powered.
are gasoline.
Gasoline.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Live here at Chery Gorordo. You can turn this off.